Hi Rakesh, good morning. Utilization, task dates, types, class of signatures. Utilization, task date, type. Okay. Can you go to the next one, please? This is containing the contract, different term types, fixed, perpetual, and auto renew. Hierarchies is at master. Okay. Would you also be sending this later to us, Rakesh?
I already sent it to you.
I did not get that.
Maybe I don't know if Sai has forwarded or not. Yesterday only I sent it to you. Along with this document, I have sent multiple the Visio diagram, and, the event management guide, and the contract process management guide also I have sent.
Okay. Sai, would you be able to send it to us so we can just go through it ourselves? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Hello. Yeah, Kasi.
Yeah.
Sai is not on call.
Oh, he's not there on the call, is it? Okay.
So I'll
We
ask
did
him.
not receive
I
it.
already
Yeah.
sent it. I'll ask him to forward it to you.
Okay, sure. Great. Okay. Would you mind going to the next slide, please? Okay. Please go to the next slide. Yeah. I'm just trying to recap.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, no issue.
Give me a moment. I'm taking a call. Hello? No. No, phone. அவங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க அந்த டேபிள் பார்த்து. Sorry, Rakesh, I just had another call.
Oh.
Yeah. The contract management and sourcing. So once we make a contract, we can. I think you also you were explaining that at the time of award we can convert to a contract or to a purchase order, yeah, or to a blanket purchase order, is it?
Yeah. We'll discuss about blanket purchase order later. Because
okay, yeah. Okay, Rakesh, just one item. So in the standard procurement scenarios, when we award a contract, when we award a tender, or I mean, or an RFP, we convert either into contract or a purchase order. That's okay. If we do a contract, we also allow the suppliers to upload the catalogs for the items covered in the contract. An example would be we make a contract with Plantronics. Plantronics is a company who provide or who manufacture some corporate utilities for service industry like phone, web camera, and all those things. They are bloody expensive, really expensive. So the contract is just to say that, from the time of placing the order, you have to deliver in, I don't know, let's say about the maximum of 5 weeks time or 4 weeks time. And the contract compliance will, I mean, there won't be anything in the contract compliance because it is only a contractual document. Yes. It will also say every item that you delivered has 30 days of warranty, and the customer should be given an option to choose 1 year extended warranty at a 10% cost, and all those things will be there in the contract. Okay. In the event that they are not going to fix the issues in the product during the warranty period, they are obliged to give a new replacement. That type of things are there in the contract. Okay.
Yes.
But we don't have any conditions to say these are the compliance items that you have to deliver, because we don't know what we are going to buy, what the employees are going to buy. So we let the supplier upload a new catalog, or I mean, he'll give us a catalog from where we procure things. That's how we do in my company, in my own company. So question is, would it be possible for us to request after the creation and publishing of contract, would it be possible for the supplier to submit the catalog against this particular contract?
So what I understood from your question is, I have a contract with one supplier, right? And I don't know what goods I'm going to buy by him, right? I don't know which product I'm gonna buy with him, or at what time I'm gonna buy with him. So in that case, we can have two types of contracts. One is BPC, blanket purchase order, which helps you. Blanket purchase order means you are creating an agreement with a supplier for certain amount or certain quantity of product. So generally it is depending upon the requirement, or it's depending upon the company's requirement. So they'll decide, okay, I want to have 1 crore of contract with this supplier. So no matter what is the line item, what is the material I want to buy, but 1 crore of contract I'm signing with him. So at any point of time I can order anything from him. That is one.
Correct.
Right? BPC. Blanket purchase order, which does not contain any line item. Contract will contain line item. Contract will have line item.
So when you say a blanket purchase order, that's different, because blanket purchase order allows you a maximum amount of purchase, and you will, whenever you receive, you will deduct it against the value, right?
Yeah, that's what
if I have.
Okay.
Sure, please go ahead.
Go ahead, Kasi.
Yeah, but if I have a contract in place, I can say, hey, whoever want to buy things in my own company still have to raise a requisition which still goes for approval. But if I create a if I create a blanket purchase order, that means the purchase order is already released to the supplier for 1 million, for example. I don't know whatever amount it is.
Okay.
Whenever he delivers me a goods, only at that point in time, I have to go and find out, hey guys, who ordered this particular headphone, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, because usually blanket purchase orders are received at the central recipient level,
Okay.
because different uh, departments or units will be able to use the blanket purchase order.
Okay.
So main difference is, if you go for a contract instead of blanket purchase order, you still can enforce your users to raise a requisition against the contract even before the requirement reaches the supplier. You have a bigger control to say whether I need to procure this or not. For example, the Plantronics headphones, which I used to have, it's quite expensive. It's something like 250 US dollars. Okay, it's a
So,
standard normal headphones, but it's quite expensive. If they have a blanket purchase order which is already released to the supplier, and if I inform the supplier to give me another Plantronics headphone, the supplier will just give me. The guy who is receiving it at the central place, he would have no control to say whether the recipient of this good already has the item or not. But in case if there is a contract instead of the blank purchase order, which is what.
hello. Kasi, your voice is
Hello.
breaking. Kasi, your voice is breaking. Cannot hear it.
Actually, I am good. Actually,
Hello,
I'm
Kasi.
I'm in a good Wi-Fi actually.
Okay. Even
Yeah,
I.
actually, I think my connectivity is quite good because I'm at home.
Okay,
So
okay.
my connectivity must be
Maybe.
good. Quickly do a quickly check the stability of the connection.
Are you using headset?
Yeah. I always use it. Uh, I
There
mean,
is a problem in headset, I guess. Your voice, getting echo and breaking.
okay. Give me a moment. Let me
Okay.
try this. Yeah. Let me just. Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me now?
No, it's totally breaking.
Okay, maybe I have
Hello.
to move place. Yeah, maybe I have to try moving place because I'm in a very good connectivity area. Let me try moving to a different place.
You are at home now?
Yeah, I'm at home. Yes. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, somewhat.
Now I'm also parallelly testing my connectivity here. Usually my connectivity here is like quite fast. It's about 50 megabytes per second.
Okay.
My connectivity is stable. Okay. So Rakesh, I think the other way to ask this question is after I create a contract, would it be possible for supplier to would it be possible for the supplier to publish a catalog against this particular contract?
Yeah, that is pretty much possible. Both ways are
Okay.
possible. We can have contract for a existing catalog, or we can create a contract and after that we can create a, I mean, first we can create a contract, after that we can create a catalog for that line item.
Oh,
Both
okay,
way
okay,
we can even
fine,
create
fine.
contract and we can have a non-catalog item as well.
Hmm.
So that is the point. So I thought your requirement is I want to have generally what happens if
Hmm.
I don't know how much to spend with a particular supplier.
Hmm.
So we can go simply with BPO. I mean,
Yeah, Rakesh, I think. Oh yeah, you are coughing. That's okay. I thought your voice is broken. Okay.
is it okay now?
Yeah, actually for me, it says network quality is high and estimated audio quality is high.
Even for me, I'm sitting
Yeah.
just beside Wi-Fi router and
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's continue. Let's continue.
actually I personally have never implemented a contract project, so I am not very much into that. We just
Okay.
keep on hands-on for this contract management.
Mm.
So
So
frankly,
I have implemented the contract lifecycle management in
oh,
SAP.
then you should
There is
start.
there
You
was a
should,
separate module, no, SAP sourcing. Uh, so I did one full implementation on that actually.
yeah,
So I was just alone. There was nobody else. But that, I mean, the concept is all the same. But that is
okay,
again, I mean, the primary difference in what we are discussing in Ariba and that tool is
okay,
that tool is only a contract management tool, you know.
okay,
It
okay,
does not create any operational contract. It only creates and lets a lot of different teams like legal, finance, and their legal, finance, and senior management and audit. All those people collaborate with the suppliers to finalize the
okay,
contract.
okay,
However, the operation of the line items, which is the contract compliance, is not there in it. So,
okay,
so yeah. So what we did is that system do have the same concept of master agreement, and you can create sub agreement within it. However, you cannot. I don't know what is meant by standalone agreement yet. We will go and discuss that later.
yeah, yeah.
But
It's
in
a
that
simple
system,
agreement. Standalone is a simple normal standard agreement. Apart from standalone agreement, we have this master agreement, sub agreement. That means, I mean, we can create a follow-on agreement for one agreement.
mm,
So,
okay.
you never come across this master and sub agreement?
Oh, okay. I mean, what I know is we always have a master agreement. We
Yes,
can have sub-agreements within it.
exactly.
What we do is we create a master agreement for every primary vendor, and we create sub-agreements for the vendors who's going to be, for the other vendors who's going to be part of this project. So this is okay. So basically, master agreement and sub agreement, yes. However, we did not have standalone.
Standalone is
Maybe.
not having sub agreements. You can say standard agreement is standalone agreement, which don't have any connection with other agreements. We can even connect
Uh,
two agreements, right? So standalone
yeah. So
agreement
basically, if I
is
have a master agreement which does not have a sub agreement, then it is a standalone agreement.
yeah, we can say.
Yeah. Oh, that means in that tool we okay, I got it. So
So
what we did is
we have to give
we
the
did
hierarchy. That's it.
sure that okay we did the hierarchical contract hierarchies also,
Okay.
but I cannot remember because it's like 4 years ago. So what
Okay.
happened was this I don't know, either some issues happened or whatever,
Okay.
we dropped that contract hierarchies actually. We did drop it actually. So we did not use the contract hierarchies at some certain point in the project itself. I cannot remember actually. I have to go and dig back my documents because I was just alone in the project. There is nobody else. So from the day one until the warranty support completes, which is just like a 3.5 months project.
Okay.
So what we did is there was in that contract system, you know, the master data was only the classes. Though we call it as segments there, you know, classes, segments, and one more. I forgot what is that. Classes, segments, sections.
Sorry?
Yeah. So here, just now in the slides, you showed me like utilization, task,
Yeah.
dates, types, classes, and signatures, right? So in this, if you see the task is something like an item that requires attention. Dates is
Yes.
something that you attach to each and every task and also to the contract, and also if there is a line item, then you still attach to it.
Yes.
Types, but in there, here you just say classes, no? Classes as one line, one item there, right? So
Yes.
this classes is divided into three things. We have classes, sections, and not segments, classes, sections, and one more thing. I don't know what is that one more thing. So we had three things. So what we do is the smallest part of the agreement is classes. Hang on.
Okay.
Hi Nilesh. Hi Nilesh. Yeah, Nilesh, are you there in the God gate now? Okay. Can you please tell him that you would like to go to block A, 7th floor, and A for A75. A for America, 7 and 5. Yeah. A7, 7, 7. Yeah. Yes, right. You are right. Yes. Please come. Yeah, please come in. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Hello.
Rakesh, give me a moment, Rakesh. I have a friend of mine coming in. I'm just having to open the
Yeah.
gate. Give me a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Rakesh, I'm back. Yeah. So these classes are divided into three things. These classes, sections, and one more thing. I cannot remember what is that. So classes is the smallest part of the agreement, which
Okay.
could be just a one-liner, or it could be it could be multiple lines or a small paragraph.
Okay.
Sections contain different classes, multiple classes. So you can create the classes, and classes will go for approval. I mean, the class library we call, or a section library we call, will have its own approval mechanism. So when the classes are approved, it comes to the repository, which you can leverage at the time of creating a contract. So you don't have to really retype everything again. And
Yes.
also we had variables inside the classes. So these variables are something like a supplier name. So it is just like a placeholder in the classes and sections, and one more thing, let's call it as paragraphs.
Okay.
So what happens is these variables get dynamically populated out either from the immediate sub-agreement or from the master agreement.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so basically the setup is quite easy, because all what we needed to do is we needed to bring in the master data was something like a suppliers, and also we need to bring in their purchasing units, and
Okay.
the dependent data is there. No? Like for example, the purchasing units including the purchasing org and purchasing group and
Okay.
suppliers, and we need to bring in all their users
Okay.
and make sure they are put in proper subgroups like audit trial group, audit groups, legal groups, finance groups. Inside legal, there may be
Team
multiple
members we
departments. Like
talked about, right? Team members in Ariba we saw it. Groups we have to add and all.
yes, yes, the same way. But in this solution, I think this is even done at a much higher level. To say this, much higher level in the sense you can even do it outside or inside, right? There you can only do it outside. You cannot do the groups inside the contract.
Okay,
You
okay.
must have the group only outside, you know.
So we can create, right? I mean, yes, I
So this is,
agree. We have to create
yeah.
outside the project or a contract, but still, if
Mm.
you want to have team members, ad hoc team members to the contract or to any project, we
Ah,
can add it.
correct, correct. For that, what they were, I mean, that's, I mean, yeah, basically, see, this is one of the, this company was called as frictionless, right? So, okay, give me a minute. I'm getting a call from my office. Hi, Gopu.
Hi Rakesh.
Hi, Karthik.
Sorry, actually not finding correct link, so it was late to join. I'm really sorry.
No, no, that's
I'm really sorry. I'll just, can you
where
give
are
me
you?
1 minute? I'm just, give me 1 minute. I'll just, clear the disturbances.
Sure, sure, sure.
Hi Rakesh. Hi Kim. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Karthik.
Yeah. I think you start the session.
No, no, not yet. Actually, Kasi, when we were discussing something and he dropped some call, so we'll get into that call. Waiting
Okay.
for Kasi to get back. Meanwhile, where are you now?
Yeah, actually there's issue with Wi-Fi, so I have to connect to LAN in my home only. So
Okay,
I'm
okay.
in living room, so there's some issue.
Okay.
So I'll be unmuting it whenever it's required. I'll just speak it. So there's
Yeah.
no issue.
Rakesh and Karthik, I'm back.
Yeah, right. So I'll start with contract management.
Yes, please.
I think, Kasi, we can start it at your home. Guests started coming. Eh?
What is that? Sorry, Rakesh, say that again.
I said weekend started at your home. It seems guests started coming.
Yeah, actually, I mean, usually weekends, no, I do some running on weekends, and
Okay.
sometimes when I'm stressed out, I do it during weekdays also. So this morning I start running at 5 until 8. So we
Okay.
covered some very good 20 kilometers, and
Okay. So was it a
yeah.
marathon or you just usually run?
Okay, this is the one that I run weekends is not marathon because
Okay.
we are running a 42-kilometer race next weekend, which is Sunday morning 4 a.m. we start and finish before 10 a.m. in the morning. So
Okay.
that is next Sunday. So as part of that, we have to really prepare. It is not like we can just start running. No, we can't do that.
Good. Good.
So your body should really agree with you moving so many times your legs, and your knee should agree
Yeah.
taking a lot of pressure and all.
Running not. Yeah. That's correct.
So yeah, I have run a few half marathons in the past, 21 kilometers, but this is the
Okay.
first time I run a full. But
Okay.
uh, I don't know whether I'm going to complete the full in the given 6 hours. But let's see, let's see. So I'm preparing still. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's start it with contract. I'm creating a contract workspace, right?
Yeah.
See, there are three phases you can say, or three stages you can say for a contract. First, start with upstream, where we'll have only contract workspace, documents related to the contract, agreements related to the contract. So here we'll only have documents associated and tasks associated with that contract workspace. We don't actually have contract, actual contract with terms and condition which will be applied to any line item or supplier. So once we create contract workspace, then it will go to via so contract request. It will create a contract, actual contract compliance. So it starts with contract workspace, flow through contract request, and create an actual contract compliance, where this contract will be applicable for any organization as a legal agreement, you can say. So I am creating a contract workspace out of which we, after publishing, it will be acting as a contract compliance or agreement. So I'll show you how. I don't know whether I would be able to publish it or not, because the reason I am logged in as a admin, and only admin have the rights to create a contract term in my partner site. No other cannot. No other can create agreement, contract agreement. So let us start with creating a contract workspace. It's as similar as creating a contract. I mean, sourcing project. You can see the fields and all are more or less the same, and you have to have a template in place to create a contract workspace, right? So I'm creating.
Rakesh, can you drop down that hierarchical type, please?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So when you say sub-agreement, you will link it to one of the existing master agreement. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yes. So we should have supplier ID. which supplier we are creating with. Okay. So these are our self-explanatory fields. Though I'm skipping wherever I feel that we need to explain. I'll definitely do that. So for this line item, I'm considering any of the line item, packaging material as a commodity for this. So region and all. So explain about this, right? Term type, fixed, perpetual, and auto renewal.
Yeah.
Fixed will have some date range. We have to give the date range. And perpetual is evergreen project, we can say, until unless we are terminating that contract, it will be in active state. And auto renewal is something we have to specify some date, on so and so date it will be renewed. I mean, once the term is completed, it will be renewed automatically.
Mm.
So no manual intervention is required. See, you can see interval, renewal interval can have, and maximum number of renewal. So I'm going with fixed contract. Effective date. Karthik, you have any doubts? Let me know.
Yeah, Rakesh, as a contract and proposed contract, two things are there. What is the difference, contract and proposed contract? And,
Sorry. Come again?
there are two fields, contract amount and proposed contract amount. There are two fields, right? What is the difference between these two fields?
Just for reporting purpose, it's we can have contract amount and what is the amount proposed. So actually, it's for reporting purpose itself. I mean, there is no specific explanation for that.
Okay.
Yeah. You have anything to say, Kasi?
No, actually, I mean, the way I looked at it is only for reporting purpose, right?
Yeah.
I believe that is a place which the consultants can use to capture some different amount there. And I don't know, that's what I was thinking, because it is just something like a duplicate field that I have. It can be used for some other purpose.
So basically for reporting, sometimes maybe actual contract amount and proposed contract amount might be different. So that's what I think. So I'm selecting one template. As I said, for any event or any contract we're creating, there must be having one template in place. I'm taking standard Ariba template for creating contract, because I don't want to mess as we did last time, because if we go with customized templates, they might have so many different requirement or different customization. Excuse me. Hello. अरे मीटिंग में हूँ, मैं फोन करता हूँ, ठीक है? घर में ही हूँ, मीटिंग में. Oh, No, what yesterday I saw this in 5th page, but I don't know why it's not populating now. What's the matter? Yeah. Okay, let's go with this. Let's see. So I selected one template for contract, creating a contract. So as soon as you create a contract workspace, it will again show you the same dashboard which we saw in, you know, which we saw in project. You can see. Sorry. So as soon as I create a contract, it will lead us to this page. So this is the one I created yesterday. To I know because I messed up with the templates, set of template. So I selected the same one template. I gave the information. It will lead you to this page, right?
Rakesh, I believe Ariba supports purchase as well as sales contract, right?
Sales in the sense services or something like that. We have goods
sales
contract or
sales
line item.
contract.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Sales contract is okay. Purchase contract is something the customer raises with the supplier, and this contract will be signed by both parties but submitted to the customer.
Okay.
Yeah. Contract is something that the supplier will create and manage the buyer.
So in this case, in sales contract, the supplier is selling goods or the buyer is selling his goods to. Is it something like forward auction where buyer is?
Okay. It could be both. It could be both ways. I think. I mean, in the interest of our context of discussion, we can say sales contract can also be from the customer for selling a goods. We can also take it that way. That is also possible.
Yeah. So yeah, that is there then, because once we create a forward auction, we can create a contract from that as well. So in that case.
Okay.
So this is how contract workspace look like. Again, the same story regarding the overview. It will give the complete attributes or overview of the contract. If you don't have any external system, so it's giving no value from external system. So this is the information, header information we fill at the time of creating the contract. Now let's go to the documents. So in documents we have pricing term and main agreement. So pricing term and main agreement are something which are documents, just legal documents we can say, like pricing terms related to the supplier or related to the commodity. You can have pricing term as well as say main agreement, which is just a Word document. So now where the authoring done, I mean where is the rules and regulations setup will be done. So once we click on here, we can see contract terms here. here. So once we click this contract terms, it will lead us to this page. With this contract term page. So you have any doubts in this main agreement and pricing or what these document tabs consist of? Because I'll take you to this tab once we are finished with task, because main part
I didn't get Rakesh. I didn't get Rakesh.
okay. So let me tell you what happened. Can you hear me, right? You are able to hear me, right? Yeah. So here in contract management, we have to have a legal agreement, or we should have agreement. To that agreement or to that contract, we add terms, conditions, and like clauses to that agreement to make sure that it's, I mean, all the terms and conditions are in place. So how we fix that clauses and terms, I'll show you in this phase where we define or where we author a contract. So before that, I'll take you to the task tab where all the tasks, we can assign tasks to the different documents or different phases of the contract. It's as similar as, you know, sourcing project or sourcing task. You can see over here. By the name itself, we can we can know what is this task about. Validating internal team members. It's about team member check whether the correct team members are there or not. So preparing main agreement, this document agreement we have to prepare. I mean, who are assigned this task has to prepare this main agreement. Review the main agreement, supplier negotiation, file and approval for contract. Once this final approval for contract is done, then only you can be able to publish the contract. Otherwise, until unless we are not finished this task, until unless this task incomplete task number is 0, we cannot publish a contract, right? Hello.
Rakesh,
Yes.
that means once you complete a particular task,
Yes.
status will be changed to completed, is it?
Yes. The status will be changed.
So
here we can have
only
even
when all the tasks.
Yeah.
Rakesh, your voice is breaking, Rakesh.
My voice is breaking, is it? Is it fine now? Hello?
Okay. Do you want to say that again?
Yeah, my voice is fine now. Is it audible?
Yeah, it is fine now. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you are saying that all the status, all the tasks must be in completed status. Only then you can publish the contract. Yeah.
Yes.
And
yes.
these task is created specific to type of contracts, and we attach each of this is the same way as sourcing, where we attach it against each of the document. We can even have workflows and approvals based on these tasks.
Exactly.
Can you please go to the documents? The documents, I saw pricing agreement, pricing and master agreement, and also you try to create a contract terms, but it's a little bit not clear because so the pricing is an Excel sheet that you just added from actions, right? Did you add it from actions?
Yes. Exactly. This is coming from template.
Can you please click on actions for me, please? Ah, okay, got it. Okay. So now the question is, why would you want to add a contract terms directly in the documents? Instead, it has to go into the main agreement, right?
No. So this is main agreement is just a legal terms. I'll show you how it looks like. So if you want to change this, you can even change this, like it will have, so this is agreement, but we cannot bind to rules with this agreement, right? This is just a purchase agreement which will have scope of agreement, what is the prayer, and but actual rules and regulation or compliance will add it to using contract terms, where it will have all the terms and condition. I'll show you. Even we can have these terms in that well, term of sale or term of the payment terms or period of agreement. I'll show you. That's better. Maybe excuse me. Maybe when I start working with this, it will clear some picture. So this is the place where if we will define all the rules and regulation for any contract.
So okay, right now you come inside the contract terms, is it?
Yes, yes. You want to navigate again?
Yeah, please. I did not see which item you clicked there.
Sure. So I clicked on getting my point, right? I clicked on this button. So as soon as I click on from actions, I create from create option, I create contract terms. So it will be created on workspace. From that, I'll give some basic information, and it will lead me to this page, right? So now here we have to define all the terms and conditions for contract. Like if you have any physical location, you can add. If you have any related ID, if it's a sub-agreement related ID, you can attach, or related contract we can attach. So purchasing unit is must. I mean, we cannot create. It's a mandatory field. See, these are the types of. I think by this your first query will be clear. I mean, supplier level contract or a catalog level contract, commodity level contract, or item level contract. So I'm taking it as a catalog level contract where I will select one catalog and create a contract for that.
Rakesh, what do you mean by that? Those terms? There are four, no? Supplier level. What does it mean?
Contract means we'll create a contract against supplier. Catalog level means we'll create a contract against catalog. Right? Hello?
Yeah, Rakesh, I was on mute actually. And like catalog level means?
We have catalogs, right? So we can create, once we create a catalog level contract, right? So we'll bind this contract to particular catalog. If we upload supplier level contract, we can bind it to particular supplier. I mean, we can have supplier, contract with supplier, particular supplier. So we can do business. If we are defining, I want to do business with that supplier, and for this amount, we can have a supplier level contract, and we can do contract related to that supplier. Hello.
I didn't understand actually contract type. There are four. Actually, we generally have contract with only supplier, no? Or other things I didn't understand.
No, not
Karthik,
like that.
can I explain this, Karthik?
Yeah.
I was
Just
about
keep
to
it.
ask.
Actually, before the reason why I wanted to explain is before you came in, I raised this question to Rakesh, right? The okay, I normally we create a contract against supplier. Yes, you are perfectly correct. But I have seen many cases where the contract will be against a particular catalog only. Okay, meaning that the catalog normally comes from particular supplier, but we are not buying any type of items. The contract will bind only to a selected types of items shown in the catalog. So you get what I mean, no? Is it better to understand with this example?
You mean there are some 100 catalogs coming and we make contract only for some selected 50 or 30 items? Is it like that?
Exactly, exactly. But what happens is we will not do a contract against each of those catalogs. We will do it only. We will do the contract only against a catalog which has items which are subjected to conditions for delivery. For example, one of the conditions for delivery is when you deliver an item, there always must be a 30 days warranty for any item that comes in this catalog. However, when you are going out of this catalog, you may be having only 15 days warranty. So right now, my company only uses the catalog-based contracts. That would mean in my company, there is 500 catalogs. All the 500 catalogs are covered by 500 or lesser number of contracts.
Okay. And Rakesh,
So
can you
by
please
this
go?
way, they can ensure that there is no way some not like no way. There is no need for the buyer to explicitly call out certain conditions for every purchase.
Okay. So,
In a normal catalog, when you go to Amazon and buy it, it only says this is the item that you want to buy and this comes with a 10 days warranty. And another item will say 20 days warranty, but we don't have a unanimous warranty or unanimous type of support available for all the items covered in the catalog.
okay. Rakesh, there are
Got it,
other,
Rakesh.
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Thanks,
item type
KP.
contract I think is the same as what we normally do in ECC. It is something like the items that are awarded from a sourcing event, for example. Yeah, so it is supplier, catalog, item type, and what is that one more?
Commodity.
Commodity level. I don't know what is that. Never heard of it.
It's again similar as different catalogs. I mean, we can have catalog, non-catalog, and punch out, right? So depending upon that, we can have contract as well. So I'll better once. Rakesh, you are saying some. Karthik, you are saying something. Hello.
Nothing, Rakesh. I could not see your screen.
Yeah, just a moment. I'm trying to
Okay,
log into.
okay.
Are you able to see my screen now? Hello.
We see a black screen now. Gray
It's a
screen.
blank
Is it
screen.
not visible?
No.
Yeah, Kasi, I'm not able to share my screen. I think. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, Rakesh.
But
Unable
not able
to.
to see my screen, right? Last.
Yeah, unable to see the screen.
Maybe they have to make me present it.
You're offline, Rakesh.
Uh,
Okay, wait, now
Rakesh actually rejoined. Just expecting someone to make him the moderator.
mm, to do now.
Rakesh, meanwhile, just one question on the
Yeah.
items that you covered. For sourcing, we created a sourcing project, and under that we had a lot of sourcing events, if it is a full project, right? But for contract, we have to create a contract workspace itself, is it?
Sorry, come
There is
again.
nothing like, okay, for sourcing, we created sourcing project, but for contract, we are creating the contract workspace.
Yes.
Is there
Even
anything
sourcing we have
called as,
contract request and contract project. In sourcing request and sourcing project, right?
no, I got it, I got it. So bigger picture or the bigger grouping is a sourcing project, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The bigger picture is
the
sourcing project.
sourcing project. So the sourcing request can come in from external systems and become a sourcing event inside the sourcing project.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. However, for contract, we are not creating anything called as contract project. Instead, we are creating a contract workspace. Why is that? Any idea on that, Rakesh?
As far as I understand your question, contract workspace will be created with agreements and all, right? So you cannot use that complete contract workspace for the contract, actual contract. When we create this contract, actual contract will be of one page, which will look like, okay, you're not able to see my screen, right? So actual contract, once we define these contract terms, the actual contract will look like a simple single page where this can be directly, have. So we cannot have complete workspace to be, uh, we cannot use complete workspace for the contract terms and clauses, what we called as contract compliance.
But then why are we creating a contract workspace? Because just now you created a contract workspace.
Otherwise, where we will define the documents and all agreement documents.
No, but for sourcing, you created a project which is inside the sourcing workspace. A sourcing workspace contained projects, shortcut link to the projects and pending task and everything.
Yes.
And also it has a lot of nice styles which shows the reports like how many suppliers are active and a lot of things.
This will have, even contract management have that.
Well,
So
has it, but you see, why do you have to create a contract workspace? That means a contract workspace is something that you might have already seen by default. You should only create a contract project, right?
there is nothing called contract project. We have contract, actual contract compliance, we say C. It is denoted with C. CW is a contract workspace in which we create, like, okay, let me give you example with a sourcing project only. In sourcing workspace, we create a sourcing project, right? And we create events in that, right, sourcing workspace. So we cannot directly create sourcing events for a full project. We cannot directly create events, right? We have to have some documents.
Correct.
So in the same way, for in Ariba generally it is denoted with workspace, and we should have some documents in place or some tasks, and in that we will have actual contract. So that is published. Not the complete workspace will be published. Only that event in sourcing project or the contract in contract workspace will be published.
So that means the comparison or the one-to-one mapping for grouping is contract workspace is a grouping where all your documents are stored. The same way, this must be related to a sourcing project where all the events are stored, right?
Exactly. For a particular contract or for a particular event.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. For a particular contract or for a particular event, so everything will be stored in the respective workspace. So task and all, or team members, who are team members, or event messages, right, will be stored in contracts.
That means if I have 100 contracts, I will be creating 100 contract workspaces. But if I have 100 projects, sourcing project, I will still have only one sourcing workspace.
Yeah, for even short, this quick projects we can have. Yeah, perfect explanation. So for 100 contracts, we have to create 100 workspace. I mean, until unless it's not a sub-agreement or a master agreement and sub-agreement. For a single workspace, we can create master and sub-agreement. Getting my point, right?
Okay, I got it. I'm getting it. So, I mean, but it still looks like sourcing, the workspace is only one per person. However, for contract, you create multiple workspaces. That's okay.
Just give me a calling size that he can make.
Rakesh,
just give me a moment, I'm calling.
Okay. KP, are you there? Can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah. If I don't know, okay, let me tell you quickly, Rakesh, I have done only one implementation of contract lifecycle management end to end. Okay. So if your question is within that, I'll answer.
No, actually, KP, I'm very new to contracts. You see, I just have 3 years of experience, and I worked only on SRM procurement side completely, but not on sourcing capabilities of SRM. So I don't even know how the contract works in SRM. So my doubt is, till now in our earlier classes, we were creating sourcing events. From those, we need to create contracts, right?
Yes, you are right. You are based, I think you are perfectly right. Once sourcing comes to an awarding stage, you can, in SRM, we can convert the sourcing into at the time of award. In the drop down, you can choose to convert to a PO or convert to contract, right? So that is at the bid quotation level. The response coming from supplier will have after it's fully approved, you'll have the option to click on the drop down on the top right and choose the following documents, right?
But here it is.
Here also is exactly the same. But what I understand so far is at the time of award, you can create a contract, you can directly create a purchase order. The purchase order can be of different types, meaning after you choose create a purchase order, you can choose whether this purchase order is a blanket purchase order or a standard purchase order with some line items. I believe this is how the classification is, meaning from SRM to comparison is just one-to-one. Award is converted to, the award is also a separate response document that comes under the documents. You can award and result in a contract or in a purchase order. However, the difference is in the purchase order, you can, after you click on purchase order, you can say whether it is a blanket purchase order or it is a standard, it is a purchase order with line items. You can say that. That's what I understand so far.
My doubt is, so where do we select a specific RFI, RFP event to that project?
Okay. Okay. If you I know we both are not seeing the screen. If you remember, in the sourcing project, we added RFI as a one of the event, right?
Correct.
RFP will be another event. So I assume that the suppliers, when they respond, the response also comes and shows as separate events. We asked this question to Rakesh. So under the documents tab, you will see all the responses one below the other. That's what I believe. Or maybe there is another tab that appears which shows all the responses.
So here, supplier would be sending the terms and conditions, right? We don't we cannot select terms and conditions.
No, not in the sourcing. So usually the supplier at the time of submitting the quotation, he will submit his own statement of work as his own terms and conditions and assumptions. He will do it. But those are all just a supportive documents at the time of award. After it is awarded, those documents will have to be reviewed and read through by our delivery, our finance and our legal teams and our purchasing teams. And then this contract authoring come into picture. For example, I worked a lot with SAP. If you go with SAP, doesn't matter whether SAP is a customer or a supplier, SAP is very strict that they will only go with their own terms and conditions for both purchase as well as for the sales. Okay. So at the time, for example, if SAP is submitting a proposal for your tender, that comes as a quotation to you, that quotation will be supported by some terms and conditions and assumptions. However, that is not a legal document yet. You can still use the document information in the document to evaluate whether you want to award to SAP or not. It could be SAP or it could be, I don't know, some other company, right? So once you award it, you will choose to create a contract. Now a template contract or an empty capsule of contract is created which does not have any documents within it. Some primary documents that you have to create within the contract is the agreement, the pricing schedule, and maybe some customers want the milestones. I don't know, it could be maybe contract terms, etc. If you are going to put in a contract terms, then you may have to consider the terms during the quotation from the supplier and the terms that your company has. For example, if you are, I just assume that you are working in a big company like IBM, let's say that, okay? IBM will just say, hey guys, whatever terms and conditions you say, I can read it, but I will only comply, I will want you guys to comply with my terms and conditions. If you are not going to comply with my terms and conditions, I do not want to award you my contract. So this is how the big companies deal. Another example is SAP. Recently I went for a tender with SAP and the customer is also a big company. And SAP simply says, hey guys, forget it. I cannot change my terms and conditions. So you cannot award me the condition. You cannot award me the tender. Later, you don't agree with the terms and conditions during the contract. If you award, then you have to agree with the terms and conditions, and same terms and conditions must be there in your agreement also.
Yeah, thanks, Kasi. You enlightened us. Because
Okay.
I also have very limited knowledge in contract management, because personally I never implemented any project for contract. My specific modules are sourcing and procurement, so I worked on that. But contract management we generally do hands-on sometimes, for giving internal presentations and also.
I mean, I also have not
Real business
implemented
scenario
Ariba
we did
contract
not
management.
come across. Real
Hello.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I mean is,
Hello.
I
Yeah, make a presenter on
implemented
Rakesh.
the SAP sourcing.
Hello.
SAP sourcing is nothing but it has sourcing and contract lifecycle management.
Hello. Can
The
you hear
SAP
me?
was selling.
Yeah.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I make a presenter on
Yeah,
Rakesh.
make me presenter.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Make me presenter.
Yeah, is it
Thanks.
okay right now?
Yeah, Kasi, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
I
thanks.
mean, I don't have any contract management experience in Ariba, but I have
Okay.
one end-to-end implementation experience in SAP sourcing. SAP sourcing is the name of the product. This product has sourcing
Okay.
and contract lifecycle management. Basically, SAP acquired this
Okay.
in 2007. At the time when they acquired it, I mean, even before they acquired, I got trained by the company called Frictionless, because they were the prime company which SAP acquired. So it was easy for me
Okay.
to do the contract lifecycle management on my own, because I was already trained in that. Uh, so I'm just telling you from that perspective.
So what
Usually
I
for
personally believe, Kasi,
yeah,
yeah, what I personally believe, even you must be believing the same, that the business process of any module, like be it sourcing, be it contract management, we should know the business process. The application tool to tool, it might differ, but the business process remains the same. Anywhere contract will be contract and sourcing will be sourcing, right?
exactly.
Tools
You are
might
right.
differ. Yeah, the business process matters. So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter you worked on Ariba tool or some other tool, but
Yeah,
the
you're right. I
business
mean,
process
just
remains
to,
the same.
yeah. And Karthik, just one more thing. Now, maybe we can take it more active discussion. If you notice, SRM does not have any othering functionalities built in, you see. This is the reason why the contract lifecycle management was sold separately to the customers who require authoring. However, SRM supports sourcing. So the sourcing was sold within, I mean, they were encouraging customers to go for sourcing within SRM. I mean, so when I say sourcing, this sourcing, it means it's an RFX events and all RFX projects. We do this RFX within SRM, but for contract authoring, we do it outside SRM in the CLM or SAP sourcing tool. So this is what made the project implementations really complicated, because we are now dealing with 3 different systems. We deal with ECC, we deal with SRM, we deal with contract lifecycle management, and in between we have PI. But contract lifecycle management in the SAP sourcing tool is very, very rich. It allowed collaboration with the supplier to create the contract. It allowed master agreements, it allowed sub-agreements, and it was flexible enough that we can write the Java program within the scripting layer, scripting level. To tune up the code, it also supports the supplier registration. So it was a very rich tool, but now SAP stopped selling that absolutely.
And thanks, KP. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks a lot for clearing my doubts.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so shall we go ahead? I think I got one document regarding regarding this commodity level and catalog level. Hello. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, Rakesh, can
Yes,
see
yes, yes.
So this document I have already sent you across also. So commodity level is something we can, from a supplier specific commodities we can identify and we can have a contract with that. So supplier level which covers all the products from a supplier. Catalog level which is again all the catalogs from supplier. And commodity will cover only specific commodity from a supplier. An item level which covers specific items from a supplier. So what is the difference between this commodity? There is something related to service
No.
items,
I think I got
Kasi?
it. No. I think I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
For our easier understanding, the background here is I did read through this commodity stuff. I mean, it's just it's another fancy term from Ariba. Not fancy term, yeah, it's Ariba's native term. This commodity level is just equivalent to the material group or the service group in ECC. It is as simple as that. Okay. So what is happening is, if you want to create a contract against a particular grouping, then you go with a commodity, this particular contract against the commodity level. That would mean you can purchase against this contract if and only if the line items that you choose fall under a particular commodity, particular grouping. Meaning
group.
Only when any item, if I create a contract for for example, sewage cleaning. I mean, sewage cleaning is not a UNSPC standard, but sewage cleaning was one of the service group we had. Okay. So if I create a contract against sewage cleaning, any services that falls under the sewage cleaning service group or a commodity level in Ariba can be bought through that contract.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have this. I never experienced this particular commodity level contracting, but this is very useful. Karthik, if you remember, if you remember, the item type is equal to 8, I believe, in the oh my God, I forgot the transaction code in ECC. Hang on, let me tell you this.
Okay.
I forgot the transaction code. In the item type, either in the purchase requisition or in the purchase order or in the contract, you can specify the item type, right? If you specify the item type as 8, that means it will not ask you to enter any material or service group number, instead service number. Instead, it will only ask you to key in the group, material group or the service group.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me recall. I'm just looking for the term. Yeah, if you display any contract displaying, I think it's easier, no? ME31 or something like 31, is it? I could not get that exact code, transaction code to display all the product types.
I have never used code. I have never used T codes. I don't know what is T code is because I never worked on ECC or SAP.
Okay. Okay. No, the T code is just.
I never worked on SAP. I mean,
no issues now.
T code is
you want to learn module or something related to Ariba, which will help you in both the cases.
Actually, Rakesh, this T code is nothing but, from Rakesh.
Yeah.
From dashboard, if we want to go to some other place, we'll go to tab and we go to drop down and we select, right? But in SAP, it is like there is some search box, and if you want to go for this screen, there is some four-digit code. That's it.
Okay. SAP makes all the all the things more complicated.
It's little complicated, right? Like you can see over here, UI, you can navigate from UI anywhere. Even I saw in different cloud applications also, we have work centers and all for ByD and C4C if you have ever saw. So work centers and all. So it's not at all
Actually, yes.
complicated. It's as simple as
No,
any,
actually, what SAP say
yeah.
is, SAP also gives you the navigation pane. Okay, so navigation pane is in your home page. But what happens
Okay.
is SAP has made this environment or the base in such a way you are more comfortable to use the transaction codes. I mean,
Is
definitely for people it's complicated.
yeah,
For you
yeah.
guys it's
Actually,
complicated, yeah. But
I
you are so
saw
used to
people.
it. For example, you like to use the mouse and you feel very happy about it. But if you notice, you can do more transactions, more operations in your computer using keyboard than in your mouse. Much faster transactions. Yeah. The same
I saw
way,
people. I saw people, SAP people who, in dreams also just count on transaction codes, just keep on.
yeah, true, true,
Yeah,
true.
I mean, in my bay there are so many people who is working on ECC and all, so they used to keep a chart of T codes. I mean, 3 or 4 pages of chart of T codes and some other, say, ABAP code, something like that.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, let's get into this. We'll design contract terms. So, so type of contract. Once we design the type of contract, we'll give, as I already gave it as a standalone agreement. Kazi, is it your baby?
Yeah, that is my son.
Okay. So we decide just rules and regulations over here. We define rules over here. So all this data is coming from the workspace itself, where we define the contract like effective date, expiration date. So that's the reason these are our only read-only fields over here. We cannot change this, right? So yes, create subscription for non-catalog items. Kasi, here regarding your query comes, I think, we can create a subscription for non-catalog item. It's nothing but if we have any non-catalog item, we can create a contract for that. As I said, we can create a contract and after that we can create a catalog, or we can create a catalog contract for direct using catalog. Let me come again clearly. We can create a contract for non-catalog items. We can create contract for catalog items, which is already existing catalog. And we can create a contract for an item, and after that creating contract, we can create that item as a catalog. We can create a catalog for against that contract. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear. But I have, I mean, if you scroll up a bit,
Okay.
so this was a contract term, right? But this contract term you just created in the document, yeah. But when I go in, I don't see the contract terms there, you know. Or maybe I've chosen the wrong template, is it?
Where?
Yeah. In the Ariba system, on the other side, I'm trying to.
Okay, you are trying to. Okay, so which template you have selected?
Hang on, let me quickly check which template I have selected. How do I see that?
I think you might not have the, this to create contract term. You're trying to create a contract term, is it, in a contract workspace?
Yes, correct. You are right.
So
But how
you
do I
might
see which template did I choose, Rakesh?
You should choose contract workspace. A simple contract workspace template will be there.
No,
But still,
I got it, but I did not know which template I chose now, you know. So I
okay,
have to
that's
really.
That's okay, but the thing is, your profile should have user access to create contract terms. Have you observed with which I logged in? Generally, I log in with Pradeep Chaudhary, but today I logged in as Ariba admin.
Ariba admin.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, got it. I got it. Yeah.
So
Please
I
go
don't
ahead.
on that user profile. I don't have. So your URL, is it a partner enabled site? Is it?
Yeah, this is a partner enabled site, and I'm using the same site as you. I can even see the documents that you create. All the partners are the same site. No?
So you also log in with Ariba admin.
Ah, okay. I don't have Ariba admin access here.
You try to log in
That's okay.
with Ariba admin. Give just a moment.
Sure. But this will change, no? There is Ariba admin for every partner, every individual partner, you know.
Try to log in.
Okay, let me try now. Yeah.
Let me know. Meanwhile, Karthik.
Yes, Rakesh. Yes, sir. Yes, Rakesh, please, sir.
Yeah, so here we created one contract agreement and we are trying to set rules and regulations for that contract, like defining the rules, limit for that contract, pricing limit and pricing terms for that contract if you have any milestone. So this is the once we done with this contract authoring, setting rules and regulation, we should complete all the tasks in workspace. Once we complete those tasks, we can go ahead and publish this contract. So once we publish this contract, if I'm selecting item level or supplier level, so whenever I create a PO against that supplier, we can this contract will come into picture. It will be automatically added. Got my point?
Yeah, actually, I could log in. Yeah? I could log in. I'm just trying to create one while you guys are talking.
You're able to log in, right, Kasi?
Yeah, I'm able to log in. Yeah.
Use that as for any that is for super admin role. You can say you can have everything,
Okay.
each and every.
I'm just trying to create one and see if I'm getting that option there.
Yeah.
Actually, the most beautiful thing I really want to appreciate in Ariba is the browser compatibility. And this SAP is still not so much compatible with all the browsers.
Even Ariba has some compatibility issues, like 7 or more, IE 7 or more, Chrome. So that is like anyway, nowadays out of the box those browsers are coming. I mean, so no worries with the browser. So, but generally you use Ariba with Internet Explorer itself. I mean, that is more reliable than Chrome or Firefox.
Rakesh, actually, you know something funny? I could still log in, but this logs into my company's Ariba admin. So, for example, the one that you are showing me here, the one that I'm seeing in your screen, it shows Ariba. Maybe do you? Okay, you see? Hang on. Can you please go back to your dashboard?
Okay.
So you just created a contract workspace, no?
Yeah.
But this contract workspace you created from the contract grouping there, contract role, yeah? But I do not even have the contract role, you know? That would
No
mean...
need to worry about that. Can you see? I'll show you. Can
Sure.
you see this more button?
Yeah, I got a more button, but where is the contract here?
Okay. Let me.
Oh, you go to home, is it?
So here, can you see contract workspace?
Let me
click
try
on
that.
yeah, click more.
I'm just doing it actually.
Click on more.
So, now I got it. Yeah. Now I got it. Yeah. Okay. Great. This is great. This is good. Yeah. This is fantastic.
So these are only tabs which we can also create. So don't be panic on this. These are only
Oh, okay.
tabs. Yeah, we can manage these tabs from here. I showed you, right? From here we can manage the tabs. If you want to create a new tab, if you want to add content, you can add this. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Got it. So maybe I think what we did so far is we created a contract workspace, and in the contract workspace from the template I have the pricing and master agreement in there. You added a new contract terms, and inside the contract terms you started putting in some details like some details, and rest of them has come in by default. You clearly mentioned this is not a blanket purchase order. The contract type, yes, supplier, catalog, item, and the commodity out of the you choose supplier.
Yeah.
And
this defined high level. Now this contract comes. So commitment of the contract, how much it should be minimum committed. When committed for minimum, how much it should be, or maximum limit for commitment. So these are fields we need to define, like minimum commitment.
Contract, notifications are sent when the amount spent on the contract. Notifications are sent when the amount spent on the contract does not meet the specified minimum commitment.
Yeah.
That means whenever you create a requirement or directly create
it should be not less than $100.
Okay. That means you can also create invoice directly against this contract, is it? Or is there any control to say invoice cannot be created against this contract?
That comes in pricing terms, I think. Payment terms.
So payment terms. Okay, let me hold that question. Okay.
I don't know exactly. So you mean to say against contract you want invoice, is it?
Yeah, I'm just asking, since we are creating contract, I'm just asking, is there any control to say, can you create, is there any control to create invoice on this contract directly? Because there are some contracts, for example, I have a contract with my telecom company, they don't really send me any, I mean, nobody creates a purchase requisition because people continue using the telephones. Once they get the invoice, I directly charge it. Now, can we create an invoice against a contract? I think you can, I mean, because in my compliance to my customer, somebody have put that it is possible.
I need to check that in system. I'll check and let you know. I mean, meanwhile, I think we'll get it while creating terms and all.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, so this is about limiting the maximum minimum limit of the contract order. If limit it to 1,000.
This is a maximum, or you can also have tolerance. The minimum commitment, maximum commitment, definitions, limits, pricing terms. Okay. Release limits. Release limits apply to each purchase order against the contract. Minimum allowed per order. Maximum allowed. Wow, this is all amazing, you know. Karthik, correct me if I'm wrong. These all things are not available in SRM, no? At least it was not available until 702.
I did work on contracts there.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
So that is the reason it is coming out of from SRM. It's beating SRM, having.
Yes, I mean definitely. I mean I am a pro SRM guy because I was in the product development for this product. Okay, so I'm a I'm a pro, SRM pro, meaning I'm fanatic about this product. But I truly agree. In many functional areas, when it comes to out-of-box solution, Ariba is much better. I mean, it has pros and cons. I mean, but from functional perspective, there is lots of pros.
Yeah. So the reason behind, it's a very helpful cloud product because it doesn't need any customization, because the things which are there in the solution, if you are using all those things, it's more than enough. You need not to have any or extra customization or change request for this.
Yeah, I got it. I mean, sometimes it is a difficult one, but yeah, I think we have to learn to manage it now, because it comes as a package.
Yeah.
And while we are creating the contract, please do let me know what is the maximum number of digits you can use in the contract currency, and how many decimal places are accepted in the quantity.
Quantity in the sense?
Okay, when I want to buy a material will always be there in a full number, right? It will be like 7 items or 10 items or 20 items. But for services, what we do is we may say it's one work which is costing 1 million ringgit. Okay. But what will happen is the milestone is at 0.005, and next milestone is at 0.055 for example. Last milestone is at 1.0. That means decimal places must be accepted at a very high level. No, in SAP it is only 3 digits after decimals for services for the quantity. Okay. And also we need to know that number of digits allowed in currencies, because there are some countries like Vietnam who doesn't have the cents. Instead, they add it up to the original integer itself. So the transactions and all will be like 750 billion Vietnam currency, something like that,
Okay. Okay. So in sourcing, I know that we can have for commodity or for the services, we can have decimals for sure, because we can even define the up to what number of decimals we can define at sourcing. I'm pretty much sure I can show you in the system. But in contract management, I need to check. I need to get back to you on this, because when it is possible in sourcing, that is possible in contract management also, because both solutions share the platform.
In sourcing, do you configure this at every project level? Is it?
Yeah, content you have to configure. At the time of line items, we can give.
Oh, the time of line items. Okay, got it. Yeah, okay, clear.
Line item in this nothing but, I mean, if you are creating service event or service as a line item, you have to create regarding that, right?
Sure. I think we particularly me and Karthik must be good in line items, because SAP lives on line items only.
So this is about sending notification regarding before expiration. Like 10 days, we notify for 2 days. Kasi, can you make it out something from this? Not getting what it is.
I'm looking at it, but I'm unable to understand it. Enable a preload amount to preset the spend accumulators for contract. Reflect prior spending on this contract. I mean, we can check this later. No, I'm not sure.
So all these are, completely into setting up rules and regulations. Use forecast spend to estimate amount spent.
So this is under the limits, no? First is overview, I think. Second one is
First
limits.
is definition. This is
Definition.
limits. Contract limits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Minimum commitment, maximum commitment, release notes, notifications for, okay. Reload amount. Let me quickly check.
Milestone. So we can do forecasting also from this. You have idea on forecasting, right? Forecast demand and forecast.
Forecasted spend to estimate amount spent.
Forecasting is nothing but future, planning or future. Future procurement planning, something like that we can say. I mean, forecasting your spend for every half yearly or for every quarterly we can do.
Yeah, I think I got it. Huh? See, this is I'm getting it from one of the university. I don't know what is this. Adkura University. I don't know what is this university all about. Okay, so I'm just reading it. Okay, it says that it's a sensible item, anyways, in my opinion. It says preload amount. Please enter an amount that has already been spent on this original contract. Use a preload amount to specify prior purchases that should be accounted for in this contract spend accumulators.
Okay.
If this is a sub-agreement, preload amount is accumulated to each parent agreement in the contract hierarchy. In contracts using price tier discounts, preload amounts are considered only if the contract is at the supplier level contract. I think this is all about, this is mostly, I mean, I'm just creating an example, maybe not a real-time one. When we want to do when we want to do, we have three types of contract, no? Fixed, auto renewal, and one more thing is, what is that one more? Perpetual contract, right? So,
evergreen contract, you can say, yeah.
Yeah. I think this is useful when you want to have a fixed contract. When you have a fixed contract and when you manually go and extend it, the new contract value should be much bigger than the original contract. For example, me and Rakesh made a contract such that Rakesh is going to build a bridge for me. It is a value for example, $1 million. Yeah. Okay. Now, for whatever reason, I am creating another contract with you after the bridge is constructed fully to say I need to have all the lightings covered in the bridge, all the lightings to be made in the bridge. Ideally, these two contracts are interrelated. So the second value, for reporting purpose, even if I report on a second contract, the total value should be 1 million plus the second value. You get what I mean? Because they are interlinked contracts. So in this case, when I create a second contract, I can put in the value 1 million into the preloaded amount. So maybe there is some report which is coming out of this.
Okay. So mainly for evergreen or some contract where we have to change.
Yeah, I want to send this link, but I don't have a chat window here. If I have a chat window, I can share this. No?
Okay.
I'm not sure why. It's okay.
Okay, I'll see and get back to you if possible.
Sure.
Okay, so now coming to the pricing terms, this is the where we I have actual pricing terms with the supplier. Which type of, so I selected one supplier at the time of creating the contract, right? So I can edit from here. So whatever we had a discount percentage or pricing terms with the supplier, we can define here. So discount percentage, if you give it directly, you can have direct commodity level discount, whatever discount we have. Now comes the tiered pricing and term based pricing. So this is where we define the types of discounts we have. So we have different types of discounts. Yeah. So for up to amount like $1,000, the discount should be 10%. Up to $10,000, the discount should be 15%. This is how
Rakesh,
we
from
make.
where do we get this percentage, like for this much amount? From where do we get this information? From by
We
supplier
have,
itself?
yeah, supplier will decide. We'll negotiate with the supplier, right? At the
Yeah,
time
yeah,
of
from,
negotiation, we can
yeah, yeah,
have, and once we create this contract, anyhow it will go for e-signature, right? Signature. Both
yeah,
parties has to
yeah,
agree
yeah,
for the same agreement.
yeah.
So once we create this, it will go for approval from supplier as well. So we can also have term-based defining whatever you want to select. We can select. So we can define even on term basic, like if it's for how many terms. Uh, Start date of the first tier should be contract effective date. I forgot what is the contract effective date. Do you remember, Kasi or Karthik, what we gave?
The what we discussed was this is the date by when the contract should take effect.
Yeah,
We can
effective.
create a contract for 2018 in 2017 itself.
Yeah. So I mean, system is asking for exact date. I don't remember.
No, we can see it. No, if you what you do is you just cancel this now
Yeah,
for now.
I have
The
to go
exact
to
date.
that.
It shows. No. It shows up in the. Can you go up, please? Go up
Yeah.
and can you go to the left, please? The left side. In the definition itself, it was showing up. In the
So yeah,
definition,
I
it was
mean,
showing.
you have to go to
Oh,
definition again.
okay, got it.
I went to
I didn't.
supplier. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
In overview also we can see. Second January 2017. Yeah. So in Jan 2017. Okay. So yeah, I have defined if it's crossing 1 year, so the discount should be 10%, something like that.
Oh, that is called as term-based pricing.
Yeah, yeah.
First year it is. Okay, got it.
And also, I'm selecting this one. Yeah, now this comes with the accounting terms. We can have from our ECC also, this bill to address, cost center, profit center. So generally, we can pull this from ECC if we are using standalone solution for a contract, so region and all.
Rakesh, is it also possible, I mean, after completing this, is it possible for you to show us how to add the roles to ourselves? Because I would like to add this contract term creation role to myself.
Yeah, sure.
Because I mean, I'm not really sure how do we find out which role is for what.
Yeah, even I have that doubt. So I was thinking which role. Maybe you do one thing, add all the contract roles to yourself, all the contract roles.
That's okay. I mean, as long as you, if you have some time to show me which exactly is the point to add
But
it.
we are about to finish up with these pricing terms.
Fine, fine, fine. Sure, sure. Great. Thanks.
So milestone, we can set up a milestone wherever, like if I'm so we can set milestone. Milestone are something where we can we'll make it as mandatory, or once we reach that, it's we can proceed for the next task. Generally, what happens? Milestone are fixed to track the contract or track any sourcing project. For suppose in sourcing project, I have selected one milestone task. If I'm completing that task on that time, it will be considered as a milestone, and once we reach that task, then only we can proceed for the next task. And if we are reaching this contract amount by this date, then it should be considered as a milestone for this contract. Is it amount? Getting my point?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm on mute if my kids are making
Yeah.
noise.
So once we reach this amount, I mean, I did not specify any amount. Once we reach this amount by this date, then we can consider this contract as a milestone. I mean, task of this contract as a milestone. So milestones are something which help you in tracking the contract, uh, whatever contract compliance we can say, or whether it's going in a right way or not, something like that. So access control, again, it's related to the team to whom it should send the notification and all. So release access is to whom we should have the release access for the. I think, Kasi, your question is clear. I mean, we can create invoice against contract. You can create releases or invoices from contracts. So release
Users were authorized to create release against this contract. Requester does not automatically have release access. Release access setting term determines whether you can create releases
or
or
invoices.
invoice.
So we have to allow invoicing while creating a contract, I think. Where
do we allow it? We allow it in here itself, is it? Just click that, is it?
No, this is access. This is access, restriction of access. I mean, who should release, who should have the release authority for the contract? That is nothing but publishing authority. Restrict, if you say restrict access, only you can release that. I mean, no other team members can release your contract. Right? Karthik, are you there? I mean, are you with us? Any concern on this?
No.
So yeah, we are just defining contract terms to a contract. So just get into the business process, not into the application or not into the tool specific. Maybe that might help. Yeah, so we have payment terms. I mean, when buyer pay to the supplier, so payment terms we can have like if he paid in so and so days, how much discount it should get, or if he paid as we can see over here. If he pays in 10 days, discount should be 2%. If he pays in 30 days, discount should be 0%. So we can have payment terms like this. We can have a number of payment terms. If he is paying 50% of the contract amount, so what should be the discount? In that way we can have payment terms over in this. So here we have predefined payment terms. That's why I'm not selecting anyone, because I don't know which type of payment terms these are. So we have predefined payment terms. If you select this, okay, 20 days, 2%. Oh, no, not this. $30 full settlement. So all these are payment terms. You can see REV5. Paid in 0 days, 5% discount. If he pays as soon as invoice generated, he'll get 5% discount. So all these are payment terms. We can select any of that, and we can have our payment terms.
Okay, where do we choose the contract is a purchase or sales contract? Where do we choose that, Rakesh?
Purchase or sales contract. At the time of creation, we have to specify thing. I don't know whether sales is the same terminology used in Ariba or not, but at the time of creation, we have to specify.
Okay.
Let's see, we can. So we are clear with payment terms, right? I mean, how many days, how much discount?
Yeah, I think the maximum what we can remember is, I mean, the business knowledge is one thing, that's the most important thing, but other than that, yeah, the tools is ever changing, so you just have to remember what are the items covered and capability of the tool, that's all.
Up to now, this is about rules and regulations or clauses to that contract. Now it's if you want to add document or anything appendix to this contract, you can add as a supporting document. A summary which will describe about.
But where do we create the? I mean, how do you? I mean, so far we are only creating the contract. Where is the authoring done? And the authoring is still not done yet. We'll cover that later.
No. I mean, authoring is this defining terms and rules is nothing but authoring, right? Contract authoring.
No, but the company, I mean, every company will have their own set of classes and sections and all. No? They cannot just only take what is given in this these 7 or 8 items. You see, so it's a lot of things now. There is a legal team.
So legal document can be uploaded through that document I showed you, right?
No. That if you want to save this, please. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. Actually, what I'm saying is, if again this is merely a tool where all the documents can only be uploaded, then this is something not correct, no? Because I believe, not I believe, I mean I heard this tool allows to stitch the classes and convert them into sections and even create the agreement document in a collaborative manner.
So
I think maybe documented it. I don't know,
so
I'm just
document
trying document.
where we have to upload some PDF physical document from desktop. You can browse the document and we can attach.
But this is not, no.
So what is your question is?
The question is, you see, if you are allowed to create these documents only outside the system, then this defeats the purpose of total contract. There is no contract authoring in Ariba. That's what it means. The contract authoring is not a small job actually. It's a very complicated process where you involve like 10, 20 people. I don't know, sometimes more than that. I mean, recently I had people working from Philippines, from India, from China, from America. The legal department teams in somewhere. So it's really a complicated process. So many revisions coming in.
So that is what it's created in main agreement and it's assembled. So you're saying that it's not possible to create through main agreement.
No. I think it is possible because you see the pain point here is when Rakesh writes a class, he may not follow what the company allows him to do. He may just put some extra word which could just collapse everything.
Okay.
Yeah. When Karthik reviews it, he may not be reviewing that particular item because he believes it's the same item. That's the reason why the class library shows and saves the approved classes of the company.
Okay.
And the similarly section. So what you guys will be doing at the time of creating the agreement is you will only choose and pick up which class needs to go into the agreement. So the reviewer and the approver is pretty sure you cannot or you are not changing anything different from the classes. And whenever there is a change, the comparison also must be done. No? Otherwise, if it is like a manual comparison, everything again outside the system.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, yeah.
I agree.
I mean, the most complicated thing about these things is SAP doesn't provide all these documents to partners. It's all only in Learning Hub and all those things.
We are learning from our own. See, once we do hands-on or on-job training, on-job thing, then we'll get to know. Because see, I worked on different modules, so anyhow, at least for customer, we need to work hard and we need to get learn things depending upon their requirement or whatever. But when you don't work on a particular module for any customer, you don't know real-time scenario. See, I know how to create contract, how to navigate through the contract workspace and all. But until and unless you are saying these requirements, customer will have so and so requirement, will have.
No, I see, Rakesh. Actually, the creating the contract line item is much easier because you are creating it through an awarded event. You see. So literally, forget about you being a consultant or me being a consultant. Forget about that. Please just think against the timeline. Do you think you have created, I mean, your customer has created the line items of the tender or event in just overnight? He would have taken 6 months to create all those line items and requirements.
In fact, it's something, more than procurement team, contract team is more should be more responsible for any
Exactly. So now
law.
converting them into a contract just as a line item as it is still optional, That's okay. So what does the actual contract team do is they do all the documentation work. I mean, I have got cases where even printing takes 5-6 days to do, that type of things. I mean, that type of things are there. They would only want to print in one particular printer. All those things are there. And they would only print when it is a PDF document with a particular watermark. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is so critical now. Without that, the contract. I mean, in a simple line to say, the preparation of main agreement requires clauses and sections approved by the company. SAP cannot dictate it because it changes and from company to company depending on nature, country, a lot of things. You see.
So we can have I mean things from clause library, clauses from clause library. See here.
Yeah, we have to see where is that. I'm just googling on the other side.
Okay.
See, you may have so many sections now. You may have a services section, definition section, recital section. You may also capture some minutes for the discussions. So they may also go inside some of the. I mean, minutes may have some points which could become some items that is referable to put inside the main agreement. Yeah, I'm just googling it actually.
Yeah. I think we should have another session so that whatever doubts you have, I'll get it clarified.
Sure.
I'll work on that, and we can have a deep dive in this.
Yeah,
This is one pain point I was thinking about contract management because not having at least other modules we worked on. So,
okay, got it.
So as soon as we
And then
complete contract management, we jump to
agreement cannot be a standard document, and this is something like there must be a variables in it. I mean, assuming that there is no contract authoring.
Okay.
Every time you change a particular payment terms, you have to go and start editing your contract document, and it has to go for all types of reviews. But instead, if it is like a variable inside the document, it will automatically pick it up. You see. Otherwise, it becomes like a whole manual and even more complicated than manual process because you have manual as well as system in it. Yeah. The problem is these guys are not giving any. You must be having some expressions to find out the values and everything. These fellows, I mean, this.
That process payment make a contract to Sai. I'll ask him to forward. So in that you will have a helpful document if possible.
Okay. Rakesh, if you give me 2 minutes, just give me 2 minutes. I'm just getting in. I'm just reading something here. Hopefully, I think maybe there is something in this document that you're showing. Okay. I'm also getting a similar document. Just please give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
I will quickly check if there is something. I'm also navigating in the screens here. This is terribly slow, You guys will be given the access to Learning Hub, is it?
No, not yet.
That's a very expensive item, Learning Hub.
Exactly. SAP is squeezing like anything. Squeezing. Not only customers, partners as well.
Yeah, it's really expensive. I heard this. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know the exact amount, but I heard it's more than $10,000 a license.
But I'll tell you one useful URL for you, useful site where you can have all types of Ariba documents. Okay. You have a site called connect.ariba.com. Have you ever
Yeah,
got?
yeah, exactly.
So you
I,
can
I
find
have,
every
yeah,
other
it's good,
document.
it's good. Yeah, it's good, that site. But not like outsider can register, no. Only when you're an Ariba partner, you can again register there. Yes.
Is it? So you are not Ariba partner. I mean, your company is not
No,
Ariba
I
partner.
am an Ariba partner, so I have access to connect.ariba.com. And because
Okay.
I registered there many years ago when I had to do a sourcing implementation, one of the sourcing implementations. I did do, but like what I told you, this implementation was done. However, we could not complete the cycle.
Okay.
Because those days we can also have the on-premise Ariba solution. So we hired a guy who was able to do all the configs what we required. So I was doing the client-facing role where I captured all these informations, etc. So
Okay.
what happened is the project could not really complete on time because uh, this particular customer had some licensing issue with SAP, not with Ariba. They had licensing issues with SAP. So SAP decided not to approve them to take into production. You get what I mean? So we
Oh.
did cover all the trainings and everything because this customer, they were not licensed to use the treasury management or something like that. Treasury management, a few other modules, project systems, etc. However, these customers started using it and they were using it for years together, for 15 years or something they were using it seems. SAP never audited all this customer at all.
Okay.
So after so many times, they were reached out, they were even using the outdated ECC solutions and they did not want support from SAP. So they were not paying any licenses for support also. So SAP also never audited this customer, they just fight. Until a fine day where they identified SRM as a required solution, they go and buy licenses for SRM and they took me out there to do the implementation. While we were doing the mapping, we understood we have to go with sourcing. And that's exactly the place where we had two people, one is me and the other guy. We started doing all these things. And then these guys, SAP allows these people to download the software. The only condition is they cannot go to production without license. At the time of going to production, when they wanted to seek for license, SAP guys coming and they started to do all types of investigation, and they found out this customer had something like 9,000 users who are not licensed, and they are also using few modules which are
9,000
not
users.
licensed.
Baap re.
Huh?
9,000 users. How they
Yeah,
maintain?
9,000. Yeah, 9,000 users not licensed for all modules. For all, and no professional license, nothing for them.
You know,
And also they
for
are using
giving
some modules which were not at all
single or
approved,
double
not at all
license.
allowed to be used. Sorry, go ahead,
Yeah,
please.
even for single and double license, extra license, they charge crores of rupees as a fine for if they get into audit.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happened actually, What happened is they wanted to fine them so much that the total cost of Ariba solution was about, I think 6% of the fine amount.
Come on.
Okay, so what the customer did is, okay guys, forget it, we only trained all the purchasing agents, right? All the purchasing
Yeah.
managers, right? That's okay. Instead of we paying everything, let's maintain our custom solution in ECC. So they started maintaining, even today they're maintaining the custom solution. Whatever we did for Ariba is just sleeping on the shelf there, it did not go live.
The
Okay, I
client
got,
has also not
yeah.
also.
I think, Rakesh, on the other day, when we were talking, when the session was not being recorded, I told you the name of the customer.
Yeah.
I think you know the name now. So you better be careful if you have to go and do some
You know
implementation
what?
for them.
You know what? Even we proposed a solution for them as a partner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Even we, subsidiary of that. I told you the name, right?
Okay.
Subsidiary of that. Even we proposed. I don't know what happened.
No, but see, I was there. I know the lead. Okay, I know the lead. I know that particular procurement lead very well. This guy interviewed me when I am in my engineering final year. he came for campus interview. Those days he was working in India. Okay, he was working in Bharat Petroleum those days. Okay, so he interviewed me when I was in my college.
Okay.
But I mean, after that he left the company and he changed so many companies, and then he's there in this particular company. So I know him very well.
He recognized you?
Yeah, very much, very much. I mean, he might not have remembered my name, but I introduced him actually, because I checked him in the LinkedIn and all those things. So I introduced him very well. Hey guys, I told him very clearly you came for the interview. Then he said, oh yeah, I do a lot of interviews. I don't know you.
Okay.
I said, yeah, but I remember him actually very well because he's a smart person. He's from Tamil Nadu actually. He's a very smart guy. He seems he left the Bharat Petroleum something like almost like 13 to 15 years ago. That's what he told me. Okay, and then he was after leaving the company as a permanent staff, he was working as a contractor there.
Okay.
So I remember him very clearly, and I introduced myself. He got it very clear. I got something here. Give me 1 minute. No, it seems you can do all the classes and all. I'm just checking the other guy also in the parallel.
Rakesh? Rakesh? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually just got disconnected. I connected back again. Actually, you are doing something with user groups. You are adding some roles.
Yeah, no, I'll show you. I just started. He is busy with something, so I logged in. I'll show you how to do that, Karthik. How to add user group to the user.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Rakesh, I'm not seeing the screen on the other side. I am just doing the chatting.
Yeah, I'm not showing anything.
Find out exactly what the hell is this. Where do we go and maintain it?
As of now, I'm not showing anything. Don't worry.
Rakesh, he's telling me that there is something called conditions. Do you know where is the conditions?
Yeah, Kasi, I went for water. Yeah.
No problem. I mean, he's just saying conditions. I don't know. Where is the conditions in the contract?
Conditions in the sense, I mean, adding.
This fellow is a very busy guy.
Tablet we can have conditions.
Cannot catch him at all, you see. He's saying that.
Otherwise we'll do one thing.
Go to conditions. Yeah, sure.
Kasi, we'll do one thing. As of now, I'll show you this adding groups to the contract terms and all.
Fine, sure.
So
please go ahead.
we have one. I think you better go with that, and I'll also contact my senior team member so that I can take some help on contract who has already deployed.
Okay.
And I'll get back. I should have done this before, but I thought, I mean,
that's okay,
just an action sort of thing, so I did not go deeply. So this is your user ID. Can you see my screen?
Yes, this is my user ID, correct. Well, how did you how did you navigate inside this? You go to administration and search for user, is it? That's all.
Yeah. In user, I selected administration user. I gave you a name. I just tried and I got it. So Karthik, are you there with us? you saw how to add, right?
Yes, yes. So we can directly create user from user profile or something in Ariba. Is it?
Yeah. So this Kasi's profile is something which is from their company end. I mean, this is a partner
Yeah, yeah.
portal. So
Oh, okay.
Kasi is having his own company's, no, the company name is also associated with somewhere, I think.
Okay.
Okay, but it might not show you, but company
Yeah, actually, my company's admin created it for me.
enterprise user.
Oh,
Yes,
you have
correct.
already access. Okay.
So that is the reason he's having access. Now, Kasi adding groups, you can
Mm.
add or remove groups from here.
Ah, okay, okay. Okay, let me add a role for myself. Maybe
Just a
contract.
moment, just a
Sure,
moment.
sure, sure. Please, please go ahead. Please go ahead, please.
Because I am adding all I mean, again
That's
to
fine.
your
That's fine.
profile only.
Oh, sure, sure.
If you log in and it will show some error.
It's just telling me you need to have access to the class library. It seems. That's it. Where is this class library, man?
So I'm giving all the contract related this thing.
This is weird, no? Actually, he's just telling me, do you see the class library? Where is this class library?
Yeah, clause library I showed you, right? Just now.
Where was that? This?
Yeah. How to navigate over there, right?
Yes, yes. I just want to know how to navigate because this person I'm
You can
chatting now,
see on the
he's
right
a quite
side, on
busy
the left,
guy.
yeah, on the left side you can see this sourcing knowledge project, knowledge base, something like that. On the name of project.
Ah,
Click on that, you'll
okay.
go to clause library.
Okay, hang on. Let me just do it.
Get over there.
I'm just going there. Give me a minute. I'm just going there actually.
So I'm
What
saving your
happened is my
profile. I'm saving
yeah,
your
yeah. Please
profile.
do that for me. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah. So what I have to do is I have to go to
Admin
a
code administration.
contract.
Okay,
What is
you're
that?
talking about
Yeah, I have to go to the contract workspace and then click on the search knowledge bases.
search knowledge base. Yeah, knowledge base something is there, right? Let me.
I'm going in just. So what happened is it got logged out. So I re-logged in and I'm opening the contract workspace.
That is the one thing, and then it's keep on log out. Even in SAP system, it's the same, is it? I mean, keeps on logs out.
Yeah, and then suddenly it got logged out actually.
Yeah.
Just contract workspace. So just say test project is yes. So effective date, let me just say tomorrow's date.
So you are creating new one, is it? You can go to the recent one and you can.
Oh, yeah, you are right, right. Let me go to the recent one instead of creating new. So in this test contract, yes, I am opening the
You can
recent
see my
one.
screen, right? All knowledge areas.
All knowledge areas, yes, it is there. I clicked on it. Once I clicked on it, it is doing something.
Updating, processing request.
Processing request, yeah. Okay, and
So
then
now
there is
can
a
you see
class
the class library?
library. I can just say go to class library. So I can create a class library. Options, create class. Oh. Ah, you see, I got it. So we can create classes from the class library.
We can load it.
Pages. Yes, but how do I still don't know how to load it in, but you can search even which document this class is already used, you know. But how do you load it?
To the class library.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Let me show you this. No, okay. You go into the class library. You get into the class library. You know there.
Open.
Just say view details. Yeah, view details. Okay, open also can do that. Yeah. Okay, let's say just open Southern Cross. Yeah, just pick up something, Southern Cross or whatever. Just pick up. Okay, so this class, for example, is a fianza or polisa is there, no? Just pick up that. Just drop down that. Yeah, hang on. So now what you do is, you can just say, but how do you? Okay, you can just say search where used, for example. Search where used.
Search.
No, don't download search values. I mean, you will download the draft when you want to change the class itself.
Yes, yes.
Otherwise,
replace the document.
New document, attach it. Yeah. So now this will show all the documents where this class is used. Okay, this is okay. Maybe you have to choose something else.
It's not used anywhere, I think.
It will. You can just pick up something else, no? Because I pick up something called as Enka Bizamieto.
Okay.
I can see a lot of documents. I can see a lot of documents. It also tells me what project is it and all those things. It tells me everything.
Okay.
Now, I think the first question is answered. The second question that we have is how do we create an agreement? That's the second question we have.
So, but these clauses also, it is also containing the document itself, right? I mean, end of the day.
No. Classes, see, classes is just a smallest section of a document, you know. For example, objective could be a class.
Okay.
Warranty could be a class.
Okay.
A section could be.
Oh, that is the reason having so many sections, is it?
Yes. See, I mean, it depends how you classify it. No, you see, I'm giving you a layman example where objective is a class and warranty is a class. Okay, but I mean, it could be even smaller than this. Whereas objective could be a section, and warranty could be a section. Under warranty, there could be 10 different classes. You know, so collection of classes is one section.
Okay.
So I mean, the idea here is, at the corporate or at the enterprise level, they will announce the classes. Okay, they'll announce the sections also. When you create an agreement, you will not be retyping everything. Instead, you will be only picking up from the existing classes.
Okay.
So what we are trying to do is, when we create a document, we just need to know how to attach the classes or sections inside the document. If you know that, our problem is resolved. I mean, this gets cleared out completely.
Do a small favor. I'll give me just one day. I'll definitely.
Fine. No problem. I'm just fine. I'm also trying it now. I'm also trying it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm very glad that you're just supporting.
Yeah. As long as we learn, it's good.
So many things. Thanks a lot for that, Kasi. Thanks a lot.
Okay, sure.
Thanks, Kasi.
Yeah. The problem, these guys, no, they don't give a single consolidated thing.
Yeah, that is one thing.
It's all in bits and pieces. You see that fellow gone already. He's already offline now.
Okay.
Okay,
so you are left for the day, or he's there?
I don't know where is he now. I mean, I think he works in Bloomberg or something in New York, I believe. Yeah. So
No, your friend.
maybe it's too late for
I mean to ask the friend which came to your
that fellow.
place.
Yeah, my friend, the one guy who I just now chat, this person, he works for Bloomberg in New York.
Okay.
So this must be very late for him. No? Now it's 2 o'clock here, means I don't know, it's about midnight there. No? So he left
Okay.
it. He's not online anymore in the Skype.
No. I'm asking regarding that friend who came to your home. You are guiding him with some address.
No. He already left actually because like what I told you, I'm actually he came to collect some things because I'm leaving now from here.
Okay.
Going to explore some new choices, new options. No? So I just asked those guys to come and take some of the items from my home, so I don't have to throw it away. So he came in to see something, and I think he has taken it now. My wife and.
So you're leaving that apartment as well.
Now I'm leaving the country also.
Oh, where you are shifting to?
Okay, as of now, I am not. I have visa for a few countries. Okay, but I do not have any job yet because I haven't started looking for a job yet. So because I wanted to explore something on my own first, and after that I will have to, yeah. So to explore, I might be going to a European country.
Okay.
So because I have a potential customer there, so I want to do some work for him as a contractor to set up my own company initiative. So that's a whole plan. But let's see how things work on. So we don't know yet.
Sounds good. Yeah. All the very best, Kasi.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a long thing. No, I mean, I've taken 5 years to get into this
It's not short term. Yeah, it's not short. Should be planning according.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah.
What's your son?
I'm still.
What's your son's name?
My son's name is Surya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in Malaysia, this name Surya is very famous. Okay. So you know the Malaysia's richest man's son name is Surya.
They use Indian names, is it?
He's
because
I Indian guy.
They have
What is that? Rakesh, say that again.
I mean, I saw in few movies that they have temples and all. Weird temples.
Yes. You see, we have here everything is there. Absolutely everything is there. You have loads of temples.
Okay.
Here you have loads of Indians. The Indians from India is there. Malaysian Indians are there. I mean, the foreign population is about 6 to 10% here. You know, the total population 6 to 10% is foreigners.
Okay.
And out of that foreign population, almost about 50% of foreign population is Indians from India.
Everywhere
So
you'll find one
Indian.
Anywhere you go, in any corner of the globe, you'll find Indian, and that too, from south side, South Indian, you'll find frequently.
For sure. I mean, for sure, you will find at least one person from India. You will definitely find it.
Yeah.
Okay. I still could not get. I'm still exploring on the other side. I still could not get.
Yeah, we'll do, Kasi. I mean, I thought of winding up. I'm getting calls from different people. So let's meet on when we can meet. I mean, Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, give me 1 minute, please. Can we do it on Tuesday, please, so I can do some homework and try to find out where is this?
Sure. I do want some time. Karthik, is it okay for you on Tuesday? Karthik?
Yes, Rakesh. Yes, it's okay for me.
Yeah, so we'll do one thing. We'll do some R&D on this contract because the fields and all we should not directly skip or we should not have
Yeah.
little R&D. Once we are done with, I think Tuesday we'll have a little glance on contract, and from next session we'll directly jump into procurement. Is that okay?
Oh, is it contract is done?
No, that's what I'm saying. Tuesday we look into contract. We'll have a glance
Okay.
of contract management, and then we'll
Okay.
directly jump to procurement.
Okay. It's a contract is nothing but this contract workplace and these terms and conditions and this only this
Yeah,
document.
it's,
Like,
high level
that?
it's the same. Yeah, high level it's the same, but actual how to work on this tool, how to set up those rules and regulation on this tool might be different. So the workspace we worked on, or the defining of conditions and terms we were seeing is the same way, but additional to this we have so many things, adding clauses and all. So we'll see deep level, and on Tuesday's class maybe we'll get a perfect picture what is contract management in Ariba.
Okay. Rakesh, when you mean high level, what do you mean? Like, I didn't understand. When you mean high level, like I didn't. What does it
High
mean?
level in the sense nothing but having it's like master of none, jack of all. I know, so I know very high level that contract. What is contract? Creating contract between. It is a bridge between sourcing and procurement. It's an agreement against any supplier. So very high level knowledge is known as high level.
Okay.
I mean, I'll explain you anyhow. I'll explain you about contract in business session.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Rakesh. Thanks,
Kashi.
KP.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Kashi.
Thank you.
Kashi, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, Rakesh. I'm still finding out. I think I'll try to find out by today. So.
Yeah.
There is something I'm reading in the internet. No, they say something like there is something called document cleansing.
Document cleansing.
That is the step to create a main agreement. That's what. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know whether it's Ariba or not. No, they're just saying that you have to do document cleansing and then style mapping, and then only you have to do class conditions and template testing.
Document cleansing. Let me note it down. Let's see whether it's there. I never heard about this term in contract.
No, I also never. I don't know from where all these things are coming out.
What data cleansing is there in Ariba spend visibility? I don't know about this.
Yeah, he said it is there in Ariba contract management.
Okay.
He just said it is there in Ariba contract management, no, but we don't know exactly. I'm just exploring because I could get him only Tuesday, because my Monday is Sunday, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Sunday I don't think he will be looking into all these things.
Yeah. So shall we wrap it up?
Sure. Thanks, Rakesh. Thank you so much, Rakesh. We can wrap it up. Yeah.
Good night. Good day. Bye.
Bye, Rakesh. Thank you. Bye.